What's going on, everybody? Thanks to those joining us live. Those that be joining us on archive, I'm being joined by the one, the only Ashy Knuckles, and I'm D Style. Make sure you throw a jab at the like button. Make sure the like button does turn blue. Ashy, how's it going, man?
Everything's 100, man. 100% over here. Surviving.
Absolutely. Make sure you guys visit mandatorydefense.com. It's right there in the bottom. Visit the website, check out, your latest news and all that good stuff. Okay, especially as boxing keeps getting
Coming
more and
back.
more active. Exactly, man. Make sure you visit the website for sure. Shout out to everyone watching us on Facebook as well. Even on Facebook, don't forget, jab the like button. Also, share this video to all your social media platforms. This is the August 18th edition of A Puncher's Chance. We are back, second week in a row. We're back rolling. You know what I mean? And tomorrow, make sure you tune into Hispanics, Cause, and Panic. All right, with G Funky, and also Throwback Thursday with Blood Boxing. We're going to have Borges and Julian Williams, not the boxer, the old YouTuber. He'll be on with us. So make sure you guys check that out. Blood Boxing will be giving away a free ring magazine. So you want to be there for the questions and all that good stuff. All right. And let's start off with this one, Ashy. Benavidez. He duked it out with the scale, and he lost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the scale won. So what's up, man? What's going on with Benavidez? Is this something to be concerned about?
Well, the scale came in on weight. Had a great training camp. The scale, impressed. He had a lot of good combinations. He was setting up monster shots, and ultimately, Benavidez just couldn't hang in there with the champion. So the scale moved on, and Benavidez drops down in the ranks, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually have some quotes here from the scale, if you don't mind.
Please.
Let's check out the quotes from the scale. People think I'm joking, but like this is
Ultimately, sorry.
check it out. It's all good, but check this out. The interview with the scale is an exclusive interview. Everyone congratulated Benavidez. Where's all this acting like I didn't just beat him yesterday? Still no respect. Stop acting like I don't exist. Well, what do you think, Ashley?
Yeah, he tired of being ignored, man, and rightfully so, man. He knocked off one of the best fighters in the world, and it's high time the scale gets goddamn recognition.
Well, yeah, I'm telling you, look, yet another body on my record. David Benavidez was still broken. If he wants it again, let's get it. I need y'all to stop overlooking me. He got Tank. He got Neri. Okay, he's gotten a couple dudes. You know what I mean? It might have been at heavyweight, but he still kind of got Andy Ruiz too.
Big facts.
Yeah, that's when we knew he was in trouble. Stormy B-Man on here. How's it going? You guys can check out a Tuesday tussle every Tuesday before A Puncher's Chance on Stormy B-Man's channel. Shout out to Chicano Prophet, G Funky, and Afro Rican, and Kevin Slims on here as well. Stay here. We got a great show for you. As far as the weight goes, Ashley, is this something we should be concerned about? Or is it do you think he should just move up at this point? What do you think Benavidez should do?
Man, it's really up to him. If he's going to continue to live the lifestyle he's been living as a fighter with the lack of discipline, then he might as well go up in weight like Zerto did when he couldn't make the weight. You know what I'm saying? But if Benavidez takes it a little bit more serious when he's not fighting, maybe hire a dietist, or don't go so heavy on whatever foods or drinks that he indulges on when he's not training, which is par for the course for a fighter. A lot of these fighters blow up in weight when they're not fighting, but it's never a problem until they can't make the fucking weight. So if he becomes a little bit more disciplined, and he can continue to campaign at that weight and make some great fights with the top-notch guys in that division. I mean, I would like to see him stay, but he's got to make the weight. I mean, you can't be champion. You can't be champion, and you can't win a champion again unless you are within the 168-pound limit, which is a weight sanctioned by all the sanctioning organizations. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, you'll be campaigning as a light heavyweight. So this is the first time, he got stripped was because of cocaine. Second time is the scales. This is first time ever missing weight, but no excuses. Make the weight. If you're gonna fight at 68, make the weight.
I agree. I mean, hey, if unless you want to see Peterbiev, right? Unless you want to see Bivol or something, unless you want to move up and fight those big boys, maybe you should make the weight. You know what I mean? But the scale is like, what's up, Benavidez? I'll see you again. You know what I mean? Like you got to take the skill serious, bro.
Yeah,
Now, something, and I want to give her credit for this. Something interesting I heard. I want your take on this. And there might be something to this. Actually, the first time I heard it, I laughed, and then I was listening, like, well, and you yourself, Ash, you're a dad, so you might have some take on this. So, Ms. Boxing had a theory. And shout out to her. Okay, the liquor spot weekends, you guys can check it out. She has a theory, right, that Benavidez, baby mama was gonna have a baby.
Yeah,
and he was on Instagram and all that stuff, and maybe he was eating just like she was eating and like keeping her diet, and maybe that's why he missed weight this time. You think there's something to that?
I would like to believe that he's more of a professional than that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
To go away for camp. You know what I'm saying? And train and dedicate. If you're at home with your missus, now I can't turn down that box. That treasure box they got. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure for a fighter, you're doing all that training. And then you come home and you shower and you see that woman, you're ready to go a round or two with her. You know what I'm saying? And it's not good for a fighter to be doing that while in camp. So I would imagine that he's disciplined enough to at least be away from the missus. So I don't know. You never know with today's fighters, man. They're not like the throwbacks.
Well, she called it an empathy pregnancy. I'm like, what? and maybe he was eating what he wasn't supposed to be eating on top of all that. You know what I mean? So yeah. So and maybe he learned the wrong. The dad said, Ashley, what did you make of the dad said? Because we missed a day of training camp because the gym was closed. Like, is that a good reason? Like, is that like
not for missing 3 pounds?
Yeah,
3 pounds. I mean, there's really no excuse. I mean, you can say whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? You can blame tainted meat like Canelo did. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's a lack of professionalism. Do what you got to do to make the weight or to keep impurities out your body as far as Canelo's concerned. And do better. You know what I'm saying?
Do better.
Do better. At the end of the day, I give him his credit, though. He got the job done. I know that. It wasn't because he was lazy. Because he didn't look like he was lethargic in there. Maybe how these fighters, after so many years of fighting at a weight, they strain in the last few pounds. It's almost like trying to get water from a stone. It's not like we haven't seen this before with other fighters from the past. So that's why I don't go so hard on guys when they miss weight for the first time. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to make these big fights at 68, the cash cow was at your weight now. Canelo's there now. You know what I'm saying?
That's
so
right.
Add that with the plethora of talent that you got at that weight division. This can be a lot of people could be making some money in this division. So he's in a prime position. He's in a power position. He had a title.
Yeah.
But he's a major player at this weight, because he's a problem for everybody at this weight, and definitely including Canelo. You know what I'm saying? Who's the smaller guy out of all of them. So it's up to him, man. You can go up there and play with the monsters at 75, where Beterbiev is just eating guys up. You know what I'm saying? Or stay right there at 68 against equally talented as fighters, but not as big. And this is where the money is, So
I agree. Shout out to Boxing Conversations with Reggie Owens, A-Rod, exactly. J.A. Dixon on here as well. And Chicano Prophet says Benavidez is a big boy for 68. Well, he is, but But hey, you know what I mean? If there's talking about he could still make the weight,
Yeah.
It probably is because they want those, fights with Plant and with Canelo at some point, and I think those are big fights for him, monetarily especially. And I'll tell you, Ashley, it's not like this is a fighter that has like a part-time job or a full-time job on the side, and he has to make room to still train. I mean, Benavidez, this is what he does. He's got one job here,
Right?
But this guy's got to come in shape, man. Or not so much shape, but you got to make the weight. Make the contracted weight. And I find that it's happening more now than ever. A lot of these fighters are missing weight. And I think fans forgive it right away. They don't get called out on it as much. I remember there was a day where it was just a given. It was a shocker when a guy didn't make weight.
Right.
And now it's happening more than ever, even though these guys had the day before to weigh in,
Right.
So I don't know what's going on, man, but he's got to make the weight. Do you think there should be like a lifetime ban from the weight after missing weight so many times?
Lifetime ban?
Like if you miss 168 3 times, that's it. You can't fight at 168 anymore. You got to go to 175.
I think if you miss weight 3 times, you either going to be forced to go to 175, or if you were on a network, there's a possibility you won't be on that network no more. You know what I'm saying? Because championship fights are money fights. So if it's not a championship fight because you can't make the weight, then you're either two things going to happen. Either you're not going to be showcased on that network, or you're not going to be in these championship fights.
Absolutely.
So there's more than one way to get at these fighters for not holding their end of the bargain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's not a good look. And the Angulo fight, he went in there to just beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
And that's his style, man. He just goes in there, and he's not hard to find in that ring. He's like, I'll meet you right in the middle ring if you want. I'll go at it. I'll stalk you if whatever it is. He does have like that seek and destroy mentality in the ring, and it was a little too much for Angulo. What you make of the fight?
Like I said, I mean, if there was an indication of laziness as to the reason why he missed weight for at almost 3 pounds, it didn't show in the ring. You know what I'm saying? It was business as usual, and he went in there and he handled that shit. It would have been a great defense of his world title, but as of right now, it was just another notch under his belt in terms of adding another opponent. The guy came to fight, and you could tell he was in tip-top shape, and he wanted to go to war. And war was what fucking Benavidez brought his ass. And the better fighter won. You know what I'm saying? Benavidez showed his textbook blazing hand speed and thudding shots. And Angulo, he stayed in there and took all he can take until his corner was like, you know what, I'm not gonna let you, go into that thunder no more. You know what I'm saying? This guy is the truth. And he gave you variety, Benavidez did, up and down like a true professional. He was unpredictable. And, it was just a great display of boxing skills. You know what I'm saying? He did his thing.
Yeah, he did his thing, man. And you're right about the hand speed. The hand speed, especially for 168, those are some fast hands.
Yeah. And he got something on him, too. It ain't like he's just touching them. It's not like a butterfly in there. He's fucking hitting these guys,
That's right.
Like he did against Porky Medina. Remember that shit?
Yeah.
Like 16 punches in a row and knocked his ass out.
He puts them together very, very nice. I just wish he would lose the pounds the same.
Yeah, you got to make the weight, man.
Yeah, you got to make the weight, man. And I think maybe 3's too much. Like maybe if you miss weight twice, that's it. Like you don't fight at that weight no more. You know what I mean? I think if fighters know that they'll make weight more often. But they gotta enforce those things. But we'll see where it goes from here. The Plant fight. I know people are upset that we're not gonna get the Plant fight no more. Actually, the Plant fight's easier to make now.
Yeah.
Because now you don't have a belt. They're not on them about mandatories and all that. You can literally go fight Plant right now. Next fight.
Plant will probably make more money because he would be going into the fight as champion. But the fight may not accrue what it would have accrued because it would have been a unification. I don't know if that, as far as a buzz, with the hardcore boxing fans, that don't matter whatsoever. But with the casual fans, belts matter. the titles, the type of fights, it matters. Championship fights matter.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's literally why these guys pay sanctioning fees, because championship fights represent money fights. So the fight should still be able to be made, though. Hopefully we get it.
Yeah, it was a weekend full. I mean, literally, this is like almost an aftermath episode. It's a weekend full of controversy, and Romero, the Mayweather Promotions fighter, was given, in my opinion, a gift decision against Ramirez. What did you make of that fight, Ashy?
Yeah, it was a gift. I don't want to go too hard on and say it was a flat out robbery, because it wasn't like he wasn't in the fight at all. He was bringing it. The biggest problem that Rolly has is the fact that he doesn't lead with a good stiff jab. That's his biggest problem. He tries to close the distance without leading with a jab, just so he can get close enough to throw bombs, to throw short hooks in there, because that's where his power is. That's where his knockout power is. We've seen the highlight knockout reels from Rolly Romero. That's what it was, from short hooks on the inside, catching these dudes straight slipping. You know what I'm saying? But with a guy who was not trying to give him a target, and he was boxing on the move and touching him here, touching him there, it didn't, it made him look really, really bad. You know what I'm saying? Because he was a one-trick pony in there. He never made no adjustments. So at the end of the day, it made it look like he was just getting his ass just outboxed. But what made it not look so bad to me is because in a lot of those attempts to close the distance, he actually was landing those shots. But Marinez took it very well and continued and stayed up on the game plan, which is to box and move and not be there for the big shots. And ultimately, I think he did enough to win the fight and win the interim lightweight belt. But the judges saw something different. You never know what the judges are looking for. Maybe it warrants a rematch. Maybe the judges thought he was doing too much moving. We've definitely seen that before. You move too much is also called a lack of engaging. You're not there to dance. You're there to put harm onto the opponent and score points by punching, not by moving. So you got to have a good balance of moving and punching if you're going to fight with that style, or you may find yourself in this predicament. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I believe Marinez should have got the victory, and he should be the interim champion. But I guess it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? The money team fighters have always been straight garbage to me anyway. The only good fighter out of the Mayweather gym is Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? Ishe Smith was terrible. I don't like him.
I really feel Ashy.
Mickey Bay was okay, but I've seen him get a gift decision live. Live when he fought
levels from
Velasquez fucking whooped his ass, knocked him down, and he still got a gift. But he a cool dude, Mickey Bay, but he just wasn't what he was built to be. You know what I'm saying? So
you're saying the Mayweather gym ain't quite at Kronk level yet. Like they got
probably will never be. You never know. I mean, you talking about Detroit,
right?
You know what I'm saying? When you coming up in that, a lot of poverty-stricken areas, dudes that don't have no choice, they have a lack of resources. Let me say that. And the boxing is a way that they gonna eat. If they came up any worse than the way I came up, anything worse than that, then they gonna eat. They gonna go to that gym and they gonna eat. You know what I'm saying? Now, Las Vegas ain't all casinos either. They got some rough spots in Las Vegas too. I give it up. Ain't like I'm praising the shit, but they do. They got ghettos too. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you can't just open a gym and within 10 years you on a level of a crunk. It don't go down like that.
Absolutely. Shout out to Get This Smoke and 92 Aku and A-Rod on here. ING says Badu Jack is decent.
Yeah, Badu Jack. My fault. He's good. I like Badu.
Badu Jack for sure. I thought he should have won that.
Only one though.
But he didn't get the nod. But my problem with Romero, bro, is he's just a headhunter, bro. Like, my God.
Yeah.
Well, what is he? The executioner? Just trying to behead dudes? Like, what? You got to go to the body sometime. I don't know if he knows this. Attack the body. You'll slow dudes down that way. And
right.
ironically enough, though, he tweeted out before the fight, like the day before the fight, he put a tweet out that I'm more than just a headhunter. I'm an all-around fighter and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm watching the fight on it. Well, where's his all-around stuff? You know?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm just saying. Right? So the Mayweather team has a ways to go for sure. You could technically it just kind of started out, I guess, but the question is how serious is Floyd going to pursue this? You know what I mean? Like, building up fighters and stuff. I don't.
He never had a job in his life. He never had another 9 to 5. All he ever did in his life was box. So I would imagine outside of running the strip club and Leonard Ellerby pretty much handles the work at him and Al Heyman handle the work on the boxing promotion, and Mayweather is the face. He's the face and the capital behind the companies. You know what I'm saying? But his talent is in the ring, so I gotta believe at some point he can impart that knowledge on some talented fighter, and they become, So,
well, here's what to me a mark of a good trainer is: someone who could train like someone that doesn't have all the natural gifts and still make them a pretty decent fighter. You know what I mean? And I don't know if Floyd hasn't proven he could do that in any way, shape, or form. You know what I mean? So if Floyd's going to realize right away when he's giving instructions to a guy that not everyone has your natural gifts.
That's a fact.
So that's where we're going to find out if he is going to be a trainer. You know what I mean? I don't know if someone's saying Haney's not that bad, but I don't think Haney is like a Floyd Mayweather gym guy, right? Like Haney's doing his own thing. Like he goes train with Floyd sometimes, but
but he ain't trained by Floyd. He was trained by his dad for a little while, but Bill Haney brings on other guys, and now he's been handling it. If you've been watching Devin Haney's fight, it's his dad that's in the ring, giving him instructions and shit like that. So
doing his thing too.
Yeah, he's doing great.
Get the Smoke says boxing is an opportunity for many who have few that can change a family like boxing. And boxing conversations with Reggie Owen says when Raleigh said he was an all-around fighter, he meant he hunts the head all around the ring. Well, there you go. All right. But yes, Get the Smoke. I mean, boxing is a sport that can definitely change somebody's life for sure. All right. Sometimes with one fight you make 7 figures and that's it. Your life's different forever. You know what I mean? So that is that. Now, Otto Wallen was victorious. All right.
Yeah.
Moving up the rankings, Ashy. He fought Travis Kaufman. I never seen Travis fight before.
Yeah.
But it did look to me like Otto Wallen did his thing. In my opinion, he was winning every round. Is Otto Wallen the truth, man? Is he? Because a lot of people kind of wrote it off as an off night for Fury, but you think there's more to it than just some random off night for Fury?
No, I think he got some talent. You know what I'm saying? He showed a little bit of what he could do in the ring with Kaufman. The biggest knock on Otto Wallen is his record is deceiving. He really don't have no thump. You know what I'm saying? Because the way he was hitting Travis Kaufman, with those openings that he was creating, in a heavyweight fight, he should have been doing a whole lot more damage. You know what I'm saying? Kaufman has not fought in almost 2 years since he lost to Luis Ortiz. And if there was ever a time to solidify your place in the heavyweight division after coming off the Fury fight, which some people thought Wallen won the fight. You know what I'm saying, against Fury, because he took him in that water, fucked him up. He ain't fuck him up, but he gave him a hard 12 and bust him up, bust his eye open, all that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To me, this wasn't a fight to make that point, that he actually just belongs. You know what I'm saying? Because this was a guy he was supposed to just put a hurting on. You know what I'm saying? And even though he lost every round, Travis Kaufman, you know what I'm saying? It was more of the fact that he was grossly out of shape. You know what I'm saying? He was very soft around the midsection. I don't even know how he was able to even last as long as he did, which was only 5 rounds. But shout out to Travis Kaufman anyway, man. He had a picture of Nazim Richardson on his trunks, paying homage to the late brother Nazim, and I think he ended up getting that fight because his father, Marshall Kaufman, who's a promoter. I think it was a Kaufman promotion that card. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that.
Oh, I
And
see. Okay.
Marshall Kaufman, he promotes in my city too. You know, he comes down. He's a Philadelphia, a Pennsylvania guy, but
Okay.
he's been doing some stuff in Texas too. So, if anything, it was a stay busy fight or a confidence builder for Otto Wallin. He hadn't been in the ring since the Fury fight, and he had the perfect opponent in front of him. But you know, he's ranked like number 15 in the IBF. He's not ranked in any other organization, and it's some good talent in the heavyweight division right now. So I really don't know if he's going to make it's going to take another opponent or two to let me know what he's going to do. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who do you like me? Like, how does a fight with like Parker, Joseph Parker sound?
Man, I think Joseph Parker would beat the shit out of Otto Wallin. You know what I'm saying? It'd be a good opponent for Joseph Parker. I think he's a sleeper in the heavyweight division still, even as a former world champion. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know,
I mean,
he hands and he can actually crack a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
dude, I'll never forget when Otto Wallin did this gangster move, bro. He remember he was boxing Fury,
yeah,
and then Fury's eye was cut. You know what I mean? And he did that shit with a glove and shit.
That
He's
was
but then he stopped. I don't know if he felt guilty and he stopped attacking the eye, bro.
I think the ref warned his ass, cut that shit out. You know what I'm saying?
Fury, he tells him, if the ref didn't see, hey, what are you gonna do about it? You know what I mean? I think that was his reaction, but hey, that was crazy, and he was close. If the ref could have stopped, the doctor could have said, Ashy.
Yeah, that's it.
If it wasn't,
I didn't think the cut would heal in time for the Wilder fight.
Yeah.
But I guess Fury is a fast healer, man.
Shout out to the ring where Christine says the cut man was the star of the show that fight. Saved Fury from a loss. So shout out to him. And
his trainer got fired though.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, he went to Kronk after that. Yeah. Now, I want to ask you, man, big announcement. Loma versus Lopez. What was your reaction to hearing not they're in talks, not we're closer to the fight, not we're talking about the date. No. It's official. And not only is it official and done, ESPN, baby.
Yeah.
ESPN, not pay-per-view, not ESPN Plus. ESPN, where they put Monday Night Football, bro.
Yeah.
It's going to be during football season. I just want knock on wood, but
right.
I mean, if there's a football season, guess what they're going to do on Monday night before the fight? They're going to promote it. You know what I mean?
Right. That's right.
All that week, they're going to be talking Lomachenko versus Lopez, and I'm looking forward to that fight. Ashy, what's your reaction to this fight being announced, man?
Well, I mean, it's a job well done by Bob Arum. I'm sure it was hard negotiating with himself to make this very exciting matchup between two fighters signed with the same stable. But anyway, man, it is a good job by Bob Arum, man. It's not like it should have been difficult to make anyway. They're both his fighters, and they both want to fight. So it was all a matter of numbers. And if you couldn't make that fight after 50 years in boxing, I don't know what else to say to you. It's not like you had to negotiate with another promoter. You know what I'm saying? But outside of that, I'm excited about the fight because I actually want to see these guys get in there and get it on. And it's a great fight. Loma gets to take on a young, hungry, strong, lightweight champion. You know what I'm saying? And see if he can add the IBF strap to his collection of belts. And this is also a fight that can catapult Teo into stardom, because if he knocks off Lomachenko in an exciting fashion, he's a star. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure what the market is for Honduras fighters. Yeah. I'm sure he can market them to the Latin audience. I don't know if you can just go to the Mexican audience or the Cuban market or whatever. I don't know where the big Honduras market is in the United States.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, if you can fight fans are going to want to see you fight. And I believe he does have that it factor about him. Now, the bottom line is he has to walk this thing out and make it happen on fight night. You have to go out there and knock this guy off, knock him out or beat him up, or at least solidify a legit W from Lomachenko. And for Lomachenko, it should be business as usual. This is not his first rodeo. He's been up against many champions, and he's made guys look terrible. And he has all the intangibles to make this young kid look bad. You know what I'm saying? But there's a risk factor there. There's danger there, more so than we've seen before, at least at the lightweight division with Lomachenko. And, he's going to have to walk through fire to get it, because he like to stay in the pocket. He may circle around a guy, but he be circling around those guys, throwing punches, but he's in short range doing this. And a lot of time these guys gas out, you know what I'm saying? And they are gun-shy because they know he's a great counterpuncher. I don't think that kid is going to be gun-shy. I don't think, and on top of that, if he can't hurt this kid and get respect, it's gonna be very difficult, because this guy got stones in his hands, and he's not a slow guy. He's not slow. He got legit knockout power in both hands. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And he's a hungry fighter. So it's a great fight, man. I can't wait to see it. I'm glad you don't have to pay for it. I got ESPN. I don't watch it any other time, except for boxing and maybe some sports. But I'm glad they got this done, man. Good job, Bob Arum.
Hey, shout out to ESPN, bro. Look, ESPN, dude. They could have done this pay-per-view. This is better for boxing, because this means more people that wouldn't have seen the fight are going to watch it. You know what I mean? And I believe it's going to be a good fight. You know what I mean? And no matter who wins, either Lomachenko's going to put on some masterclass performance. You know what I mean? And I'm going to be like, wow. Or I think Teofimo Lopez is going to take it. Is what I think. And I've been calling. I say it in jest, but Teofimo Lopez is the chosen one. Okay, and he's Neofimo Lopez. All right, and Lomachenko is the agent with the sunglasses. Look at him. All right. Yeah. I believe Lomachenko is going to get knocked out, Ash. I think Teofimo Lopez is going to put him to sleep.
It's a possibility. It's a possibility, because this guy, Lomachenko, was a featherweight at one time. You know what I'm saying? And he's been going up division by division. And at lightweight, he's not making these guys quit. He's going to war with a lot of guys who we would perceive he would just run right through them. He actually been put down once or twice, if I'm not mistaken. Now, granted, when he got back up, he whooped ass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But there's some vulnerability there. And if there's any vulnerabilities, I think they will be revealed against this youngster, because it really depends on how Lomachenko can take a shot from Teo. You know what I'm saying? It really depends if he can take that shot, because he's gonna get hit. He's gonna get hit because he throws too many punches. He's always initiating action. And, James Toney said it best. You got to bring ass to get ass. So there is no way you're going to go in there throwing all these punches and not be touched at all. You know what I'm saying? Not with that volume that he comes with.
He's going to get touched. I think a lot of people are going to be surprised how he's going to be able to match some of the hand speed. He's going to be able to time him a little bit, I believe.
Yeah.
And not only that, Ashy, a lot of people, I keep hearing people say Lomachenko's slowing down and he's getting old. And he's only 33 years old. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, we're acting like he's up there in age. Like calm down. You know what I mean?
He's not a dinosaur yet.
And he only has 15 pro fights, And people will bring up the amateur fights, but come on. I don't think he got wear and tear that much from amateur boxing. Like De La Hoya had almost 200 fights when he turned pro at a very young age, So it's not like, I honestly just believe that as he's been moving up in weight, His punches naturally just don't have the same effect on these bigger guys
Right.
as they did at lower classes.
Right.
That's all it is. So, like that Luke Campbell guy, he's a big dude, so he was able to eat some punches, and weather some of the storm, and that's why he was able to go to the body. He landed an uppercut on Lomachenko. Okay, he won a couple rounds, in my opinion, at least 4, in my opinion, that he won against Lomachenko. Linares timed him and dropped him, dude.
Right.
And he broke down Linares to the body, but he had to break him down. It was a course of a couple rounds to put him down right there, whereas before he would just overwhelm guys from the start, from jump, And I think Lopez is going to bring and this is including Nicholas Walters from 126. Even him. I don't think Lomachenko's ever felt a punch like he's going to feel in October.
Right.
Dill's a guy that's going to move up eventually to 140.
That's right. I was about to say that. Yep, you're right.
So it's coming. You know what I mean? Like I think that this is it. I think it's gonna. It doesn't mean I think it's a bad fighter. I just think he's gonna get knocked out. Yeah. I'm picking Teofimo Lopez to win this fight. And I'm kind of surprised that there's a lot of boxing fans laughing about it, Ashy. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, what? You're crazy. Yeah. He's going to embarrass Teofimo Lopez. And I don't know even if he wins, it's going to be a tough fight.
Right. I guess they're banking on Loma's past fights and inexperience. You know what I'm saying? Teo doesn't have a whole lot of championship experience. He just knocked out Richard Comey.
Yeah.
In a great display of power, actually. He also, that double hook he hit Diego Magdaleno with, that was a great knockout too. So
southpaw.
Yeah. I don't know how anybody doesn't see how this is a dangerous fight. You know what I'm saying? Because Teo has proven all he got to do is put them paws on you, and the fight could be over at any point of the fight. You know what I'm saying? So if they don't tell you that Loma got to walk through thunder, I don't know what else will. You know what I'm saying?
What do you guys got to see? You know what I mean? What do you guys want?
The only fight he looked bad in is a fight where he was against a much taller and rangier guy. He's in there with a small guy. You know what I'm saying? If he wanted to, he could be the one to establish distance and try to keep him away with his range and his height.
Yeah, Nakatani was tall, especially for the weight, almost 6 feet tall. You know what I mean? And he did a good job utilizing his jab against Theo. But I still think Theo clearly won the fight, though.
Yeah.
I don't like. Lomachenko got knocked down against Sonata. You guys got to understand here, this is a fight.
Yeah, right. These dudes ain't mashing buttons on a PS4. They hitting and getting hit. Right. These motherfuckers are getting hit in their head. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So
unless I'm missing something, does Lomachenko have the dimensions that Nakatani did? No,
not at all.
To deal with those dimensions. He's from the southpaw position, and the last time he fought a southpaw, Theo, was Diego Magdaleno, and he looked really good against that southpaw.
Yeah, he did.
And Diego's no pushover. So, Hey, speaking of Diego, he'll be on the Fox card right before the Charlo Twins pay-per-view. All right, so you guys make sure you stay tuned, and you can check out last week's interview with Diego Magdaleno as well. There's talks, Ashy. He had a fight. Frampton had a fight. I forget his opponent's name. I'm sorry, but I didn't write it down. The notes don't have the name. Look at this. I'm slacking it. Okay, but he looked like it was a difficult fight. I'll get the name right now. Somebody could put it in the chat, please.
Trainer or something like that. Trainer.
Yeah. Somebody could put it in the chat, and it looked like a little bit of difficult of a fight for Frampton.
Yeah.
But then it looked like Frampton went to another gear and he took the guy out. What you think of Frampton's performance, if you were able to watch that, and also the talks of him fighting Herring, and how do you think he would, fare against Jermall Herring?
I didn't think Frampton didn't look good early in the fight. You know what I'm saying? If you just listen to the commentary, he looked like fucking dog shit. You know what I'm saying? But he just had to work the cobwebs out, man. He didn't look comfortable in the ring. His opponent was actually, trying to put forth a good fight. It wasn't a signature Carl Frampton outing, but around I don't know, around the fifth round or something like that, I believe. Carl Frampton started to, show a little bit more range to his game. You know what I'm saying? Start showing more skills, more intangibles that he had, and trainer wasn't able to adjust. And once Carl Frampton saw that, hit him to the body, that his opponent was showing the body language of the body shot having a good effect on him, then the setup was inevitable. You know what I'm saying? So he kept making that the target for his attack until ultimately he hit this guy, what I believe it was a left to the body, and the dude just said, "Fuck it." I don't think I've seen that since the no mas thing, because Duran was just tired of.
He did like walk away, like he was like ready to walk out of the ring, like like that's it, I'm done. Like
done. You know what I'm saying? But this guy got hit to the body. He said, "Fuck this, I'm done." So it must have been something. He must have had something on that punch. You know what I'm saying? To make him just give up. I know a good liver shot can drop anybody. You know what I'm saying? So I don't. Right. I would have had more respect if he would have just took a knee or hit the canvas and at least utilize a whole 8 or 9 count to get back into the fight. But he got hit with that shot and said, "To hell with finishing this fight on my feet." You know what I'm saying? It was a good W for Frampton because he went in there and he did his job. And if Jermall Herring is successful in his outing, I forget the guy's name he's fighting. They're going to match up, and I think it'll be a good fight because it's 2 solid.
I think you're trying to say COVID because COVID's hard to beat Herring twice, bro. Okay, 2 fights in a row they got rescheduled. So knock on wood, he actually has a fight because I think Herring just wants to have a fight at this point. But most definitely, man. And yes, it was Darren Trainer. Somebody could go. Thank you very much.
Definitely Trainer. I just don't remember his first name.
And shout and if you could get us the Herring opponent name, that'll be appreciated as well. Right. Shout out to Teresa D, Jupiter B, Night Tuaku, and Ian G on here, Sonteo Media. All you guys, man. Maxzilla on here. Shout out to all you guys. And you know what? I think Herring might pull it off against Frampton, man.
Well, if he go in there, and I think he did really good against Lamont Roach, and he boxed him. He used the ring, he used his range, and he went the distance and defended his title. And since Frampton is a smaller guy, I believe if he can keep him behind that jab and keep him moving, he have a good shot. You know what I'm saying? But Frampton, he's no pushover either. I don't know how many guys who can box the way Jermell can box. I don't know how many guys Frampton has fight like that.
Right.
But kudos to him for wanting to test himself against him. You know what I'm saying? Since he ducked Gary Russell, you know what I'm saying? Him and Leo. Hell, I think even Nonito didn't want to fight Gary Russell. He went right through 26, didn't even mention his name. So
he just drove past 26, bro.
He
took the I-10 and just freaking
get the hell with it. Yeah, man.
I don't need gas right now. I'm just gonna keep going.
Marin,
I'm good. Yeah, we're gonna talk about Gary a little bit for sure. 130. It looks like, from my understanding, I mean, you got Shakur Stevenson moved up, right?
Yeah.
I still don't know if Rashaad's going to move up. I'm getting mixed reports about that.
Yeah, he's a big dude, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I believe he is. I think I saw an interview where he said he did. But I'm also seeing reports that no, he's not moving up. So I don't know. But if he's still in there, I mean, what I will say is that he's making the weight,
Yeah.
You have
fight. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But what do you make of that, Ashy? The 130-pound, scene.
Yeah, the landscape.
How do you see it?
Well, if the power people in boxing are going to actually work together to make the fights, it'd be great. Because you got fights that can be made on both sides of the spectrum. Talking about the PBC guys and the top ranked guys. Shakur Stevenson just entering into the 130-pound division. He already called out Burchelt on Twitter. Of course, you got Jamel Herring. You also on the PBC side, you have Leo, who just won a world title, a vacant title at 130 pounds. He got his fight coming up with Tank, so I don't know if Tank's gonna drop back down to 130 pounds for good or just for this fight. If he'll even make the weight for the Santa Cruz fight, who knows? You know what I'm saying? And then you got, the aforementioned Gary Russell Jr., who can't get a fight at 126 pounds. The next obvious step would be to go up in weight and go for one of these guys at 130 pounds. I mean, there's talent there, so I think, yeah, the landscape is good at 130 pounds. Tevin Farmer still there?
Yeah, he should be.
So why not? Why not go up in weight, man? That's a plethora of talent right there in that division, and 130 can get on fire in a moment. You know what I'm saying? And I don't see why wouldn't he?
And shout out to G Funky, his boy Oscar Valdez is there as well. You know what I mean? I don't think he's going to get past Brashad. I think that's the fight they're going to make. But if Brashad's at 130, it looks like he's going to fight Valdez, and I don't know if he can make another fight at 130, but we'll see. But there's enough guys at 135 for it. Doesn't get any easier for Brashad if he moves up to 135.
Right.
There's really nowhere to run in these divisions, bro. From 130 all the way to 140, all the way to from 130 to 147.
154, actually.
Even 154, there's nowhere to run, bro. Like, there's no okay, I'm gonna go to this division, dude. You ain't safe anywhere, So I think the landscape's looking good. If he remains at the weight, I still consider Brashad the best in the weight class until proven otherwise.
Right.
I'll love to see him against Shakur Stevenson. I think that's a super fight at that weight.
Yeah.
But hey, you got Frampton on there, Herring. There's a lot of fights. So
for the live dog, man.
Yeah, great division.
Figure out a antidote to that body punching, man. They're gonna have problems, bro.
You know what's funny? We're talking about how there's a bunch of from 130, 135, 140, like there's enough options for Gary Russell Jr., bro. Like, it's not like he's got to go all the way to Crawford because there's nobody there,
Right, that's right.
And that's actually what I want to talk about next. Gary Russell Jr. is calling out Terrence Crawford. I laughed about it at first. I got to be honest. I thought it was a lighthearted call out. But then it's like, sometimes these fighters really do believe they could take a dude. I think it's being serious, Ashy. Am I crazy to think that? I think it's being serious.
You're not crazy at all. I mean, I say it all the time that when you go to these gyms, the sorriest dude in there think he got some fucking hands. You know what I'm saying? These fighters, they fight. You know what I'm saying? They're not afraid, bro. You know what I'm saying? They're not afraid to toss them, Now, maybe their handlers and stuff like that, they, try to put the brakes on a lot of these call outs and whatnot like that. But the fighters, they believe they can toss them with anybody. They can beat the world. So this is just another example of that. You got a featherweight calling out a welterweight champion.
Right.
And arguably the best fighter on the planet based on something that happened when they were kids. So I don't know how smart that is. You know what I'm saying? To be honest, Bud light years better than what he was as an amateur, and I'm sure Gary Russell is too. But I think a lot of times, I think Gary Russell is holding on to yesterday, because in the amateurs, he was the number one guy year after year after year as a bantamweight. He was always the U.S. champion. You know what I'm saying? Always number one in the world, and his name rang out. He had a lot of respect around the country, And as a pro, fighters know what they're getting into when they fight a guy. That's why nobody is trying to fight him. Not saying that they're afraid, but they're afraid of him. They're afraid to lose. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? The only one who was brave enough to step up to him outside of all the victories that he has is Lomachenko. You know what I'm saying? Nobody else wants to step to the plate. You know, you had Nonito, who was around that weight,
Yeah.
Martin, you had Santa Cruz, you had Frampton, you had a lot of fighters that could have made a fight with Gary Russell Jr. For whatever reason, they didn't want to go in that direction, you know. So I understand his frustration. He's looking to make meaningful fights and to make some money along the way. I don't know where the beef came in with Crawford. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why he reached out to make smoke with one of the best fighters in the world. I ain't mad at him for it. I think it's ballsy. You know what I'm saying? To want to test yourself against a welterweight, go up like 21 pounds to fight a welterweight. I think it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But maybe that's what he is. He crazy as hell. You know what I'm saying? To go for it. You know.
I mean, he's talking about how he went to all the way to Al Heyman, bro, like demanding the fight. Like, you know?
Dude, he said they sent the contract. They try to make fights with Devin. He tried to make fights with Devin Haney. He tried to make fights with Adrian Broner, and he tried to make a fight with Terrence Crawford. He wants to fight somebody legit. You know what I'm saying? So whatever point he was trying to prove, to me, he proved the point. Now I just want to see him get in the ring against a top fighter. But I don't think he's going up to welterweight and knocking off Terrence Crawford. Now, if they do it and get paid, get the money. But to me, I don't think it's a legit challenge. Not skill for skill, because the skills are there. But once, you know, I think if they sparred, he would do tremendous in sparring. You know what I'm saying? But once you bring training camp and that scale into place, shit changes. You know what I'm saying? Because when you organize the fight and you try to make all things even as far as both fighters,
yeah,
Terrence is going to be much stronger than Gary Russell. And when he hit him, it's going to be a significantly harder punch. You know what I'm saying? So how many examples do we need to know that jumping up several weight classes is not the thing to do? I mean, Diego Corrales jumped up 2 weights and fought Joshua Clottey. Got his fucking ass beat. Most recently, Kell Brook jumped up 2 weight classes against Golovkin. Got his fucking ass beat. Marquez jumped up 2 weight classes and fought Mayweather. Got blanked. Now, on a rare occasion, you may have a diamond in the rough. You know, you may have somebody who able to accomplish it. But it's too few and far in between, man.
But usually, Ashy, like it's the smaller, more skilled guy moving up in weight to fight the bigger guy. And the question is, can his skill overcome the weight and size, right? Like, I'm not sure if Gary Russell is more skilled than Crawford.
Yeah, he's faster.
Crawford's bigger and stronger.
Right. He's definitely faster, but
Curtis Anderson, I appreciate the sport. Says Crawford fighting Russell is bad for Bud. You mean bad business? I just don't. And shout out to Curtis Anderson, by the way, and Storm B Man every Thursday, the 3 Wise Men of Boxing. Check that out with Scrapbook and all that good stuff. I don't get this. Gary Russell needs to have a word with himself, like reflect on himself or something like that. Man, let me just tell you that. Right, not everyone can jump 2 weight classes and kill defending champion like Canelo. Okay, I see what you did there, Chicano Prophet. You know what I mean?
Did that right on in there, right?
He just snuck it in there. I see what he's doing, but I'll tell you what, though, Ashy, we all knew Canelo was more skilled than Kovalev. We knew pound for pound. Like, that's the whole point of pound for pound.
Yeah,
you know. And like, what I'll say is this, dude. If they make that fight, Crawford's gonna really hurt Gary Russell. You know, all you guys out there, and I see you out there egging this fight on, and you know you're gonna get this dude hurt, egging him on. Look at the icon. Yo, Crawford's a pit bull, man. Calm down, Gary. Let me go. I'll destroy him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hold him back, bro. Don't let him fight the dude. Hold him back, bro. He's gonna get hurt, bro. Maybe if Russell does it the right way, like go to 130 first. Fight somebody there. Then
135.
If you conquer that division, you go to 135.
Right. Then there's 140.
And then 140. You know what I mean?
Four weight classes.
What do you mean?
4 weight classes, dude.
What do you mean he's going to shoot all the way to 147 fight Crawford?
Come on. Make it make sense, man.
Are you out of your mind? Are you crazy, bro? What's going on here? Like, I'm hearing dudes saying, Ashy, that it's a better fight than Crawford than any fight he's had at welterweight. Like,
I've heard that,
mm-hmm.
but I disagree. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully, I disagree. I don't see that being competitive at all. You know what I'm saying? I don't see it being competitive at all. You're not going 4 weight divisions in one jump, and you're gonna knock off one of the top guys at that weight.
I mean, he's already going to be at a disadvantage in terms of power, size, strength. All right off the bat.
Right off the bat, right. Exactly.
And we haven't even touched the skill department yet.
Haven't even gotten the skills, right.
What makes you guys think he could, even if they were the same size, that he would outbox Crawford? What makes you think that? I'm not too sure about that. And we're not even counting, what matters, because it's a physical contact sport. Size matters,
Size matters.
If he's getting outboxed on the outside, he could always, impose his size on him, walk him down. What's Gary going to do, bro? Gary can't hurt Crawford.
Mm-mm.
Talking about he broke his jaw. You're going to bring no jaw, bro. Come on. Sit down. Boxing Dollar says Russell and Crawford will just be another example why we have weight classes in boxing. Say it again, Boxing Dialogue, and I'll repost it. You know what I mean?
That's a fact. This is Lomachenko versus Rigondeaux all over again, or worse. Right. So that's another example to add on to the other examples I brought out earlier of people making the jump just 2 weight classes, mind you. Not 4, just 2.
Said it.
So, I mean, I don't know. I understand them guys wanting to get paid. You know what I'm saying? Because, you're a prize fighter, you fight for purses. You ain't fighting for bragging rights. You know what I'm saying? Yep. But if I was a manager of Team Russell, I'd tell Gary, calm down. Now, granted, like I said, he a fighter. In his mind and in his heart, Terrence Crawford is food. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I'm just saying, if you learn from history in this sport, because you ain't the first talented fighter to come around. You know what I'm saying? This sport of boxing, we had many talented fighters before Gary Russell who have accomplished the things that Gary Russell has accomplished and more.
You know what I would say?
It's a very tough feat. You know what I'm saying?
Like, there's people that think that it would be a better win than Mean Machine. Okay, tell you what. If Gary Russell gets in the ring with Mean Machine at 147, okay, and if he beats Mean Machine, then we can talk. But until I see evidence that he could compete at 147, I need to see evidence of that.
Right.
Because more often than not, the bigger guy wins. Okay, it's an old saying. It's an old saying for a reason.
That's right. The good big guy beats the good little guy. That's been around since boxing been around. And I'm all about my old adages. You know me. You know what I'm saying? You got to show me. You know what I'm saying?
Ashy already knew the adage.
That's right.
That's how old it is. That's how around it's been. That's how well known it is. You can just say people already know. You guys already knew too. You're already saying it too. You guys were about to type it too. Right? A-Rod says everyone believes Spence can jump and beat Canelo. So why not, says A-Rod? Well, not everyone. I don't think
that's right. That's right. Not everyone believes that. So.
Not everybody believes that. At the end of the day, I don't think he could just jump up and do it. I mean, look, sometimes we're surprised and we see shocking things in boxing. Like, it happens. Right. But usually, we always, hindsight's 20/20, right? But when you look back, you think, you're like, yeah, but was De La Hoya really supposed to be at 147 when he fought Pacquiao? When you look at him in the scale and the way he looked, and he looked lethargic in there. Did he belong in there? Like, that night, maybe we didn't expect it, but you look back and you say, yeah, but that fight shouldn't happen.
It wasn't even 147. It was a catch weight.
Was it? Okay.
145? I think it was 145.
Oh, that was a Cotto fight, actually.
Oh, that was the Cotto fight? I could have sworn that was
a Cotto fight. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, because that was 146. That was Deloya's first welterweight fight, like in 8 years.
In a long time, yeah.
Something ridiculous like that, bro.
Yeah.
You know, like Freddie Roach even bragged about how he saw the IV marks on De La Hoya and he told Manny to jump on him. Like, what did that tell you, dude?
Yeah, it wasn't an evenly matched fight. You know what I'm saying?
So can the bell ring and Wilder pulls a muscle, then it's like a tougher fight? That, like, can something happen? Can he break his hand and twist his ankle or something? And before he knows it, he's in a tough fight. And anything could happen, but that could happen against anybody.
Right. In any weight class.
In any weight class.
Against a guy your size.
Dude, he didn't even fought at 130, and we're talking about 147.
You want to throw welterweight in there, man? Don't even play games, man. I'm not even entertaining the shit. Yeah, you got a lot of people saying they should make the fight happen. I think it's like I said, if there's a ton of money, shut up, Ashy Knuckles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, shit.
But other than that, it's a stupid fight. To me, you know, because Crawford's gonna win, and then everybody's gonna jump on Crawford for picking on a little guy. Everybody know what it is.
He ain't getting no credit.
He ain't gonna get no credit. I've been around this sport too long to not know what's gonna happen if that fight takes place.
Come on, Crawford. Well, why don't you fight with the big boys and all that? Like, well, yeah, let's make that the conversation. Let's stop talking about Gary Russell fighting Crawford. It's a ridiculous conversation, you know. Now, Bruce goes, in fairness, says Martin started to jump from 147 to fight at 160 because Michael Nunn didn't look too bad. You know, I mean, look. Sometimes guys move up, right? First of all, that's 2 weight classes. Okay?
That's 2 weight classes.
I mean, that used to be like Robinson went from 147 to 160 because it was
middleweight. That's right.
You know what I mean? So yeah, we've seen that, but more often than not, it doesn't work out. And look at Cal Brook, bro. Cal Brook looked good for about 2-3 rounds.
Yeah, and he started getting touched. Emil Griffith, when he went up in weight and fought Hurricane Carter.
Yeah.
Got a fucking ass whooped. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, Emil Griffith went on to become undisputed middleweight champion of the world.
Yeah.
But when he first went up, you know what I'm saying? It don't always work out, man. So
Rican G says that's gonna be worse than Loma versus Rigo. Thank you so much for that super chat and for the support. All right. G Funky 84 says that the fact that some fans want to see Russell versus Crawford is sad. Boxing are the worst sometimes. I don't know, man. I just don't understand it, Ashy. I just don't know why people want to see that fight. Like they know they're not going to give him any credit, bro. Come on.
Yeah, I don't see the book. I mean, I'm glad to see Russell, Gary Russell, challenging guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's up? Because he was fighting once a year for the last few years, and his name hasn't been ringing out. So now he's trying to correct all that. You know what I'm saying? By issuing challenges to all these guys, hoping that somebody step up so he can get in the ring and knock off somebody who's legit. You know what I'm saying? I get that. Even calling out Crawford. I mean, he a fighter. That's what they do. They think they can beat everybody in the world. That's just how they built. You know what I'm saying? But it's an insane fight, man. I'm not even about to give it dignified. A featherweight jumping up to fight at welterweight is suicidal, bro.
Look, Roy Jones moved up to fight John Ruiz. That's the best example. You know what I mean? And he won.
Yeah, he won.
But everyone knew Jones was the most skilled fighter of the two. Like, you just knew that. He was a pound-for-pound king. And Ruiz wasn't like,
best heavyweight, but he had a title.
There's a reason Roy Jones wasn't calling out Lennox Lewis, guys. Okay? There's a reason he got that guy. There's a reason that when Hopkins was thinking about going to heavyweight, he was talking about Hay and not Klitschko. There was a reason for that, because he thought maybe I could make that work. He never ended up doing it, but when he thought about it, that's when he thought about it, right? So I want to see, and BRU, Horace said it there. I'm going to give Crawford credit for fighting Ugas and Thurman. I like the Thurman fight. Why not? Thurman's calling him out, Ashy.
Oh, Crawford?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Because he's starting to look bad. Keep turning down everybody now. You know what I'm saying? You know, the Crawford bandwagon swore up and down nobody wanted to see Bud. You got Ugas, you got Sean Porter, Keith Thurman, Errol Spence, and now a featherweight calling him out. Come on, man. And if you don't fight those guys, you got to fight somebody legit. So what you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, the other top welterweights are fighting other top welterweights. The only one that's not doing that is the pound for pound guy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you, he finna drop down a couple of rankings on the mandatory defense pound for pound chart, because if you ain't gonna fight no top welterweights, you can't stay there, bro. This is what have you done for me lately? You know, you're 3-division champion. That's what got you where you at. But you know, other guys, boxing moves on, man. You can't just sit on your laurels. You rest on your laurels. You know what I'm saying? You got to continue to raise the bar. You know what I'm saying? There's been many 3-division champions. You know what I'm saying? Santa Cruz is a 4-division champion. He's fighting Tank. You know, he's trying to push himself. You know what I'm saying? I'll give him credit for that. You know what I'm saying? So it's no different for Terrence Crawford. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I agree. Crawford, man, it's all these fights are getting announced. Let's get a fight announced, man. You know, like that's just how I feel about it. So hopefully we get Crawford versus somebody announced soon. And then Gary as well, you know. Let's see Gary in there against, and if he wants to go to 130, even 135, there's options, you know.
I love to see him against Burchell.
Yeah.
I love to see him fight. You know what I'm saying?
That's a hell of a fight.
Yeah. You know? I even watched him against Tevin. You know?
Tevin Farmer, why not?
Why not?
Yeah. You know, you got to start somewhere, man. You know, I just think it's not going to end well for him. I'm telling you, if he fights Crawford, it just isn't. Like,
no, it ain't.
And Crawford's
and he know it. Crawford know it.
Yeah.
That's why he's not biting. He's not like he's scared of a featherweight. You know what I'm saying? He know that once he beat Gary Russell, which, you know, Gary Russell being a very skilled guy, you know, I don't take nothing away from him, but he's a little dude. Remember what Lomachenko said when he blanked Rigondeaux?
Yeah.
He said Rigondeaux is a king, but he's a king in his own division. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? The same thing is what's going to happen with Russell and Crawford. Probably worse.
It would be worse because Crawford's going to prove a point. Crawford's going to be like, man, how dare you think you could have stepped in the ring with me? I'm going to make an example out of you. You know what I mean? And then he'll blame everybody that egged the fight on is what he'll do. You know, because he ain't going to get credit for it anyway, so you know he's going to do his thing. You know what I mean?
That's right.
And Boxing Conversation says Gary Russell ain't got shit to keep Crawford off of him. You could say it again because it's true. Right? Well said. And check it out. You guys are tuning in to the August 18th edition of A Puncher's Chance with Ashy Knuckles. Press my like, but let's get a 40 likes before the end of the show. We're at 30. I know you guys could do it. Make sure it turns blue. All right? Check it out. Whyte, Povetkin, Ashy. Whyte is 6'4", Povetkin 6'2". Whyte, 78-inch reach, Povetkin 75. Both orthodox. Both have lost to Anthony Joshua, and of course, Povetkin has his other loss to Vladimir Klitschko. So their losses aren't, you know, they're against some very, very, very top opposition. Now they're facing each other. How do you see this fight?
Well, I think it's a good fight at heavyweight, actually. You know what I'm saying? I love to see the top guys facing each other. That's what we want in boxing. And, you know, Dillian Whyte, I can't help but to think of Black Fight Fan TV when he was making fun of the guy. I'm not going to go through all that, but that's what popped in my head. Dillian Whyte's been trying to, you know, plead his case for securing a title shot. He wanted Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder has been beaten now. So now Dillian Whyte wants to fight his friend in Tyson Fury or get another shot at Joshua. Well, this would be a step in that direction. He was a mandatory challenger, but for one reason or another, that fight didn't happen. And now this is a step in that direction. Is it going to be for an interim world title?
Yes, I believe so.
Well, that should be, once you get the interim title, you are securing your spot for a shot. May not be immediate, but you will be definitely in line for it. You know what I'm saying? But he still got to go through Povetkin, who's not going to lay down. Now, mind you, I thought Michael Hunter did a excellent job against Povetkin. I thought he won the fight. You know what I'm saying? What was it? A draw? I think it was a draw.
It was a draw in the end. Yep, it was.
But now Dillian Whyte gets his attempt to do better than Michael Hunter did, and if he can knock off Povetkin in style, maybe his name will ring out more, and people start calling for a potential Whyte versus whoever in the heavyweight division. This will be a step in that direction. He can also go after somebody like Andy Ruiz, but in the actual fight, man, I think Dillian Whyte, if he gets in shape, if he's in shape, then he has a real good chance of winning. If he's in so shape, like against the I forget the guy's name, the guy who just beat the guy from Poland.
You're talking about Hellenius?
Hellenius, right. Wasn't he like in growth? He was in terrible shape against Hellenius, and he didn't look so hot. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, even against Watts, he was in horrible shape. Over there inside Arabia, it looked so good.
So you never know what you're going to get with Dillian Whyte, man. This is actually a fight that Povetkin, if he train hard and do his homework, he can overcome Dillian and hop up in the rankings and secure himself a title shot. Now, is it going to matter when he step in there with Fury? Is it going to matter when he step in there with Joshua? I mean, we'll just have to see. But, just from the outlook, I don't think either one of those guys have a chance against either one of the champions. But I'll take this fight. You know what I'm saying? It should be competitive. And hopefully, it'll be fireworks. Hopefully somebody gets knocked the fuck out. But
more likely.
I'm gonna go with I saw a picture of Dillian Whyte. I don't know how recent it is. I think it is. He was just getting off the plane. Now, mind you, he had his shirt on, but he was posing, and it looked like he'd been doing some strength training. So I'm gonna say maybe he's in shape. And I think he has a good chance, man. He's not a bad fighter, man. He's just not disciplined. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Vacant, to me, is not the fighter that he used to be. He's still credible. He's still a top heavyweight. But I believe his chances of being a champion are long gone. You know what I'm saying? I think that's in the past, in the rearview mirror. So I'm gonna go ahead and go Dillian Whyte in this fight. Yeah. We'll just have to see what happens.
I'm going to go with Dillian Whyte as well. This is the battle, though. Like, Povetkin has a hell of a hook, right? But so does Dillian Whyte. And it's really going to come down to who lands the flush shot first, I believe. And also who has the better stamina. Both guys have been known to have stamina issues, And when they don't have stamina issues, I know a lot of guys are joking about it in the chat. They've been suspected of cheating and stuff. They both have been caught before. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna go with Whyte. But I wouldn't be shocked if Povetkin wins.
Right,
dude. If I'm Povetkin, I'm insulted that the WBC is announcing that the winner of Fury Wilder has to fight Dillian Whyte. Not the winner of Whyte Povetkin, but just Dillian Whyte. So maybe Povetkin's coming into this fight with a chip on his shoulder and play the spoiler. If I'm not mistaken, this fight's going to be in Eddie Hearn's backyard, right? Like literally. Like literally in the backyard. The mansion.
I wouldn't doubt it. The Breakers fight was on the street in fucking Oakland, Oklahoma, right there on the street.
In the street. Dude, it's not that bad. The scenery, like outside like that.
Oh,
it's better than some dark room.
Yeah.
Like I think there should be more fights like that. Even when the crowds come back, I wouldn't mind like a crowd like that, like in the middle of the street or something like that.
Yeah.
In the background. Let's do it, But I'm going with Dillian Whyte as well. I think Povetkin will gas out in the mid rounds, and I think he's going to pay the price for it. But if Dillian Whyte looks horrible, man, you don't want to come in like that against Povetkin. He's just not the guy to come in like that again. So, but we'll see. But I do agree with you. Povetkin is getting up there in age, and he's slowing down. I'll go with that. Now, Eliezer Alvarez is going to fight Joe Smith. And let me tell you, man, both orthodox fighters. The Storm Alvarez is 6 feet tall. So is Joe Smith. 76-inch reach for Alvarez. There's no reach for Joe Smith, but he's got some long-ass arms, bro.
Yeah. He got great dimensions, man. He can fight. Yeah. I'll
tell you, the way Povetkin not Povetkin. Oh, my God. I'm stuck with the Russians. You know what I mean? The way Kovalev beat Alvarez the second fight, and even how he was kind of beating him before he got hurt in the first fight.
Yeah.
He just put punches together. You know what I mean? Starts with a jab, was just touching him, and pa, pa, pa. He would land like the 3-4-5 was just harder on him because those would land. Like Alvarez just kind of all he could do is kind of curl up and tense up with those 3-4-5s, and I think Joe Smith's going to bring that. I think he's going to bring combinations. Joe Smith, pretty straightforward, and nothing fancy about Joe Smith. He comes forward, he utilizes the jab, and pretty, kind of reminds you like a poor man's Kelly Pavlik, to be honest. But how do you think this fight's going to play out, Ashy?
I definitely think it's very competitive, man. And both guys have a lot to offer, and they're both pretty big light heavies. I think Alvarez has a really good 1-2, man. I think his jab is underrated. I think he can actually get on his toes and move around a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And he always throws that right hand right after the jab. You know what I'm saying? He goes to the body pretty good too. Those losses against Kovalev, I don't hold it against him because he was in there with somebody. You know what I'm saying? Kovalev there was a run where Kovalev was destroying guys. Now remember, Kovalev has actually killed a man before with his hands because he can fucking punch. Yep. So I'm not gonna hold that against him because of the way Kovalev is now after losing to Canelo. Yep. You know what I'm saying? And Joe Smith, he's had a good run too. Most recently knocking off what's the guy? And he's with Top Rank. His daddy used to fight.
You're talking about Joe Smith?
Yeah, Joe Smith, the guy he just beat. He's from Philly. Shit. Wow. Well, anyway, his dad used to fight, whatever his name is. I can't think of it. He's on Twitter all the time too. He looked pretty good against him, man. He looked pretty good against him, and I think.
Oh, Jesse Hart.
Yeah, Jesse Hart. He knocked off Jesse Hart, and he has a lot of confidence going into this fight. You know what I'm saying? And so does Alvarez because he knocked off Michael Seals in a spectacular overhand right that put his ass to sleep. So this fight has fireworks all over it, man. They both have pretty solid fundamentals. Nobody has any special effects. Both of them have good right hand power. You know what I'm saying? To me, it's going to be a matter of who wants it more. You know what I'm saying? Who's going to actually put it on the line and get this thing done. I think Alvarez looks stellar against lesser comp. I think Joe Horn is willing to raise his game up depending on the person that he's in the ring with, and I think he's going to raise up his game a little bit more than Alvarez. I think he's going to really bring the fight to Alvarez and see if he'll wilt. Now, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. I just kind of lean more towards Joe Horn than I do Alvarez, not taking nothing away from a later, you know what I'm saying, because he comes to fight and he does have some good tools, but I'm leaning towards, the guy who knocked Bernard Hopkins out the fucking ring.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's not an easy accomplishment. You know what I'm saying? That's not an easy feat. So
look, Joe Smith got outboxed by Sullivan Barrera, but I just don't think Alvarez can box like that. I just he's more of a straightforward guy. He's coming right at Joe Smith, and I think Joe Smith's going to like that. So
Yeah.
It's look, both guys can obviously hurt each other, man. I think there's going to be sparks and fireworks. I'm not sure where this fight's airing in the U.S., but I heard it's on pay-per-view over there in Canada, actually, like $60.
Wow.
Like, god damn. Like that's crazy, bro.
He must be a very popular guy over there.
Yeah. Shout out to Canada. You know what I mean? Like, but
Yeah, I don't know the back story on all that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's not even from fucking Canada. You know what I'm saying? So they, like I said, they must really like the guy. You know what I'm saying?
They have a lot of adopted sons over there in Canada. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they support.
Gotti. They used to love Gotti.
Yeah.
In Canada. Yeah.
Yeah. Like a lot of guys, and a lot of them are like either born from other countries or their parents are like immigrants.
Yeah.
They take up boxing and they support them. Like they show up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So shout out to them. A-Rod on ears, welcome back. Peace out to D-Style. See y'all tomorrow. HCP, gotta go. Keep it boxing, absolutely. And they got to stream that shit, says Ion. Well, there you go. Anita Aku wants to know, better Joe Smith KO, Fonfara or B-Hop? To me, it's a B-Hop, bro. Knocked him out of the ring, bro.
Yeah, man.
I was kind of worried for B-Hop, bro. It wasn't the punch, the way he fell on his head on the way out.
Yeah. That's pretty bad.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit, it's not good. And then B-Hop was trying to tell people he pushed him out of the ring.
Yeah, right.
Push me out of the ring, man. Like, nah, dude, we got video evidence, bro. Okay. So Afro Rican might be behind, but he said Jesse Hart. All right. Shout out to you. Not to a cool. Yeah, B-Up KO is legendary, but Fonfara put him on the map. Yeah, that was a big win for him. And I believe that was after Fonfara beat Chavez Jr. You know what I mean? So there was a little bit of spotlight on him after that. Now, WBC, Ashy, they voted 36-1, so it's totally legit. You know what I mean? And, the Athletic put out, it was actually a request, not an order by Canelo, but that's what the Athletic said. Canelo versus Auni Yildirim. I don't even know how I pronounced that right, but that's what they ordered. They could have done Benavides Canelo. They could have done. There was so many options, but this is the fight they went with. They're ordering this fight. Yesterday, when I heard the news, bro, when I heard the WBC is gonna have a vote, I tweeted. I put, it's an open auction. That's what it is. They're auctioning that spot. All right, and who's got the most money for that spot at 168?
That's right.
Everybody knows the answer to that. You know what I mean? So, no one is surprised Canelo was put here, but I don't like this fight. And if it's true that Canelo's team requested this, Ashy, it's a little disappointing. I got to be honest. But what are your thoughts?
Well, that's true. I'm going to have to believe it has something to do with the fact that he'll be fighting in a bubble. And due to the fact that fans cannot make up a gate, they will have a hard time paying him, what's on his contract. I mean, he has a $300 million deal. You know what I'm saying? For them to not be able to make anything off a fight, it would be a lost cause to put him in there with somebody who's legit. Because mind you, before quarantine happened, he was trying to get Caleb Plant in the ring and several other top-notch guys. And then COVID took over, sports in the United States. So it ain't like he wasn't trying to fight nobody prior to the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? It's just the pandemic made them have to change plans. Now, maybe I'm giving them too much credit because everybody going in on Canelo. And I get it, boxing fans, who's right, who's wrong. I'm not going to tell nobody that they're wrong for thinking the way they think. I'm just saying I understand. You know what I'm saying? They could have picked another guy, somebody who's a little bit more credible. This is like another Rocky Fielding or worse. And this guy is coming off a loss. He lost to Anthony Durrell in his last fight, if I'm not mistaken. Why not fight Anthony Durrell? You know what I'm saying? So
why not do a tournament, bro? Just get 4 guys. You could get Canelo in there. Okay, get David Benavidez, get Anthony Durrell. Like, you know what I would have done? Look, tell me this doesn't sound better. Okay, David Benavidez versus Danny Jacobs, Canelo versus Anthony Durrell. The winners fight each other for the WBC title.
Sounds good to me. You know what I'm saying? This is for a title, though?
Dude, it's for the 168-pound title, yeah.
You got to be fucking shitting me, dude.
They stripped, and rightfully so. I don't have any beef with them stripping, Benavidez for not making weight, right? Benavidez, from my understanding, said, hey, put my name in there. I'll fight somebody to win the title again. Canelo obviously, put his name in there, and they went with Canelo versus this dude.
In fucking sane. I didn't know this was for the title, for the vacant title.
Title, bro. And the WBC said that they had a vote about it. You know what I mean? So they justified by saying that it was a 38-1 vote, Ash.
They continue to show why they are such a fucking corrupt organization, man. So it don't matter who was number 1, who was number 2. Just let Canelo fight for it. He had Canelo fight for it.
Just let Canelo have it. Like fuck it. And look, if you put Canelo in it, then have him fight Benavidez, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But Jermall or whatever his name is, he was number 1 in the world, though, right? For the WBC?
I believe so, yes. Okay. I can look it up right away. Yeah, but I believe he was number 1. Anthony Durrell's up there as well. Danny Jacobs is in the top 5, I believe. I'm not going to look it up right now, but yes.
Oh, yeah, you had Danny Jacobs. Durrell, he should have been there because he had the title for a while. He just lost it, so he should have been in the top 5 still. Yeah, he's like number 5 or something like that.
But Canelo was in he's only had 1 fight at 168. How does he all of a sudden,
just get thrown in the mix? If I was whoever is number 2 and number 3, man, if I would read the WBC rules, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And if he has a case, man, he could sue, man. Because these guys, it's not like you pay sanctioning fees, not just when you're champion. You still gotta pay when you fight a WBC sanctioned fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, absolutely.
If you're doing everything you gotta do to be ranked for your chance to get a world title, and they still take that from you. I hit him in the fucking pockets like Austin Trout did, man. The IBO or whatever, whoever he sued.
WBO, yeah, he did, yeah.
Yeah.
Look at this, bro. Look, Saul was over here in the WBO, right? I don't know how, but he gave the WBO with a finger. He's over here at the WBC. You have Anthony Durrell, Danny Jacobs, David Lemieux, and this Zukbek Akhmushakarov. How the fuck you say that? Okay.
Yeah.
How the hell did they make this fight, bro? Against Anumi Yildirim. How did that fight happen?
I'm not sure, man.
Is that him?
Maybe that's him at the number 1.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That is him, actually. What the hell? So let's say he's number 1. Then why not fight this dude? Number 2, then.
Right, number 1 and number 2.
We would still be bitching about it, but at least they could say, hey, these were our rankings.
You know what? Now that I think about it, I've seen guys because Canelo was a WB. Was he W? No, he wasn't W. Yeah, he was a WBC champion at 60, right?
160, yes, and he was franchise guy now.
Franchise, but he was champion before he was franchised.
Yep.
He was the champion before they franchised him.
Yeah, he is.
So usually when those guys go up in weight within the same organization, they'll get a shot at the title in the next division. I've seen that hundreds of times. But Canelo didn't do that. He jumped up to light heavyweight and fought for the WBO strap. So that should have knocked him out.
Yeah. Yep.
If he was to go to 168. You know what I'm saying? And fight for the. I don't know where they came up with this shit, man. But
I'm just trying to figure out.
They proven that they make up new shit on the spot all the time anyway. So,
well, how the hell is Caleb Plant the champ and 1 and 2 when the IBF is not rated? Why isn't Truax just number 1 then? Like I don't get this non-rated thing. But I'm trying to understand, like, what happened to the days where if someone vacated the belt or retired, it's just an automatic. You go with the number 1, number 2, or you do like a tournament or something, you know?
right.
Do some eliminators, you know? Like, I get if you don't want that Avni guy to be your champ, but just go ahead and have him fight David Lemieux and Jacobs fight Anthony Durrell and Canelo can fight, like, you know, John Ryder, and, you know, you could do an 8-man tournament easy, dude. You know, and so
when you got a star fighter, man, none of that shit matters, man. They've been in the direction towards the guy who brings in the money, man.
Well, I mean, and that's what it is, you know. For anybody's like, I'm confused. Like, don't be confused. We all know the reason why. You know what I mean? Like, we know what's going on, okay. But at the end of the day, man, I think it's bullshit. That's what I think, you know. And that's how I feel. So, one last topic, Ashy, that I want to ask you about, and it's this one. I don't know how I don't know what to make of this. Maybe I have better insight than me, but the Charlo twins are beefing, bro. Like what's apparently that's what the headlines are telling me. Yeah. I watched it and he threw some lines in there like I'm 154 and I didn't duck Canelo and stuff like that. He threw some like shots at his brother. Now, how much it was that? Was it ribbing? Are people going like reading too much into it? What's your take on this whole situation with the Charlo brother?
I came in extremely late on the matter. The first video I saw was a response video from Jermall, because from what I was told, Jermall was, you know, teasing his brother. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't see it, you know what I'm saying, because I don't really be on Instagram or whatever the hell they use. But whatever it was, it pissed Jermall off, and he said what he had to say. But I've seen them, be at each other's throat before, and the best thing you can do whenever you see that is to just stay out the shit. You know what I'm saying? Period, because they're gonna go at each other and then they're gonna forgive each other. And if you try to come between them and choose a side, they both gonna be hot at you and they'll never forgive you for that shit. You know what I'm saying? They'll never forgive you for that shit. But this is a case of big brother teasing little brother and little brother wanting to be respected as a man. Jermall's a big brother by 2 minutes? Yeah. But right. The reason that fucking matters, you're born on the same day. You just came out first. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it makes sense to everybody else who's not a twin, but it's literally a thing for them. You know what I'm saying? I'm big brother. I'm older. You're older by 2 minutes. When your birthday comes around, guess what? You both turn the same fucking age. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So, Mel will always be little bro to Jermall. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the way it's going to be. But Jermall is like, I'm a fucking man. You know what I'm saying? And I understand that too, because he's accomplished so much on his own. You know what I'm saying? Like he was under Jermall's shadow. Jermall was much further along in his career before Jermall got put on in boxing. You know what I'm saying? And they both beasts. I don't see what the big problem is. A dude who looks just like you is dominating the same sport that you're dominating, and y'all making tons of fucking money. What could be the fucking problem? So I saw the video that Jermall did, and it looked like it was just a game to him. But some of the stuff that he was saying was like, oh man, I don't know, man. As a man, it will bother me too. So, where did it? I mean, I'm sure they're probably past that now. You know what I'm saying? But I just think it's a bad look when social media becomes the medium to showcase this. You know what I'm saying? These are in-house things. You know what I'm saying? You got a bunch of off brands You got a bunch of people who are not in your family, a bunch of strangers knowing family issues. You know what I'm saying? And now you're gonna get asked that shit forever. It's gonna always be a thing because y'all decide to air this shit.
Right.
You know? And then I saw, I just start turning that shit. I ain't even want to see it, bro, because it's a bad look. Y'all got pay-per-view fights coming up, and this is a time to be getting, you know what I'm saying, in touch with the boxing fan and telling them why they should tune in to see you fight these big fights. They both got big fights coming up. You know what I'm saying?
Real opponents too.
Against real opponents. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all got no time for this nonsense. You know, even if it was for 24 hours. But I know the Charlos, you know what I'm saying? I haven't been around them in years now, you know, so it ain't like we just hang out like a motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? But I know they train like animals. You know what I'm saying? You know, you'd be hard pressed to find fighters that train as hard as these guys, as both these guys, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I know they're not gonna slack up in the training, but the focus, in my opinion, I'm on the outside looking in, needs to be on the task at hand, man. This is just a distraction, man. Go and step into Mel, go and step into this greatness that's ahead of you, man. All this funny business, man, push that to the side, bro. This is your chance. This is your opportunity, man. You're stepping out on the world stage on pay-per-view. Absolutely. This is your chance to make a fucking splash. You know what I'm saying? To make a statement. To everything you've been working for your whole life, all that shit you've been telling me for years, how y'all gonna take the boxing game over. This is your chance, and y'all choose now to do this? So it was just a bad look. I'll never come between the brothers. You know what I'm saying? Never. You know what I'm talking about? Because I don't rock with one or rock with the other. I fuck with the twins. You know what I'm saying? I'm not taking one without the other because I met them both at the same time and been rocking with them the whole time. So you know what I'm saying? It's just really just a bad look. You know what I'm saying? That's just my take on the shit. And then Blue got dragged into it. You know, I was on Jermell's live, but I had the volume down because I was working out and I had my music blasting in the back. So I had no idea what he was saying. I had to find out later that he was beefing with Blue. So it's just, I don't know. And Blue rocked with the twins. So it was crazy, man.
You know, it's just like I can see this, right? Because I have a brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And me and my brother have had arguments that if I had it with anybody else, I wouldn't talk to them anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But since he's my brother, like 24 hours later, I get over it. Like, it's whatever. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, he'll call me the next day. Hey, so you want to get some brewskis or what? All right. Like, you know what I mean? That's just the way it is. And there has been situations where people, you know, kind of like if they don't like my brother and they want to seize the opportunity and yeah, I told you about your brother. Like, I'll instantly like, yo, it's got nothing to do with you. You know?
Yeah. Fact.
Dude, siblings can say things to their siblings that no one else can say.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean? That's the way it is, you know. It's the way it is. We can, you know, kind of pass that line that no one else can really pass. Because what are you going to say? Hey, don't talk about my family? Like, they are family. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so like they can cross lines that other people cannot cross. The one line though that he did say was, I wouldn't have. What did he? I don't know if he said I wouldn't have ducked Canelo or I wouldn't have avoided. I forgot what he said. But man, are people hang on words, and that's
they did on that. Mm-hmm.
That's the one thing that stuck out. And what are people going to ask themselves? What does Mel know that the rest of us don't know? And why is this being aired out? You know what I mean? And I don't know why it was aired out. But what I will say is sometimes siblings, man, we know how to press our siblings' buttons. And maybe he knows that gets to Maul if he says that, you know, like, but what I will say is the following. For all you Canelo fans celebrating, why is Canelo now requesting the WBC belt? Why wasn't he requesting it when Benavidez was the champ? All right? That's all I'm going to say about that. All right? But as far as this goes, look, man, they both got two tough opponents in front of them. Okay? Right now, while you guys are arguing, all right, What do you think Rosario's doing? He's training.
Right.
He's focused. You know what I mean? I don't want to make like the Rocky movies, Ashy, but I think he's got that egg, that glass. You know what I mean? He's drinking that shit. He's doing road work. You guys, to him, he's okay. You argue with your brother, I'm going to be hitting the mitts here. You argue with your brother, I'll work the heavy bag. You argue with you go beef with your brother, okay?
Work.
And I'm going to do what I got to do. You know what I mean? So I hope that they're focusing, you know, and I hope that they're ready because these are not guaranteed wins, Ashy.
No, they're not.
Tough fights.
These are legit fights, you know?
And no Paul's talking about cricket. What do you mean crickets? There is no crickets. I'm literally talking, all right? Crickets, all right? At the end of the day, you know, brothers beef. I'm not gonna lie, Ashy. That line, even I'm thinking about it. You know what I mean? What happened that I don't know about? You know?
Yeah.
But hey, what are you gonna do? You know? Can't focus on what coulda, woulda, shoulda. We gotta focus on what we have in front of us. Deverenchenko don't care, you know, if you're beefing with your brother. You know, like you know, but Amal, from my understanding, came out and said there is no beef. Right?
Yeah.
Didn't you want to say that?
I'm not sure because I didn't want to watch too much of it, man. I didn't like the look.
Yeah.
You know, they make the brand look bad. You know, they spent a whole lot of time building that brand, man. It took a hit. So,
absolutely.
But from the video that I saw, Maul looked like he was playing, but he was saying some serious shit though. You know, like I bet you he said, like I bet you I bring Telly over there and fight your girl, and I bet you Telly win. That's his wife name. That's his wife. I don't know. He was trying to. I don't know. I don't know if it was a game or what. I just know it's just a bad look. You know what I'm saying? Man. I mean, yeah, that's your little bro and all, but little bro is a man. You know what I'm saying? That's a man, and he want to be. Every man want to be respected. I mean, none of us are kids, bro.
He's a little bro by 2 minutes, bro.
But it matters to them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It matters to them, you know? So,
man, let me tell you something, dude. It's going to be interesting. You know, like I do believe that I'm still sticking by. I think Rosario's going to win that fight. You know, I think he's going to win the fight against Mel. I could be wrong, and I think it's going to be a good fight.
Oh, yeah, you did pick Rosario. That's right.
Yeah.
Heavy hand.
And I think Maul's going to win by knockout, you know?
Yeah.
But the Retro Boxing Talk said there was a promo. Maybe they're just trying to sell the fight because now everyone's talking about the twins right now. Maybe it's not the attention they want, but they're still getting it. You know?
Name ringing out. Maybe it was a good marketing ploy. Something Floyd Mayweather would do, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Most definitely. And you guys make sure you're live on Thursday. Blood will be giving out a magazine. You guys got to be there right when we go live too, man. All right? So we can win a magazine, and maybe Ashy could try and win his magazine.
Oh.
You got enough magazines, Ashy?
Yeah, if I go to my mom's house in her attic, bro, it's magazines for days. Wow. I got like some stuff from the 50s and 60s over there. It's probably like 20 of them.
Wow, okay.
Ring magazine, shit like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
All of them in bad shape, though. Blood took good care of his stuff.
Oh, well, I mean, mine are all because I read them. Like, I turned the pages, I folded them, I was reading them, you know. Yeah. So I got a couple, too, but they're in terrible shape. So, and it is a Chavez. There was a 1993 magazine, so. Then make sure you guys tune in for that, okay? 92 Aku says he's rooting for the 154 Charlo now. That's Mel, all right? And that's that, man. I think we had a great show, Ashy. We had to touch up on a lot of stuff there, you know? So any final words you want to give out to everybody out there? Make sure, by the way, you guys visit mandatorydefense.com. Make sure you guys visit the website, all right? Any final words, Ashy?
Keep tuning in to boxing, man. Boxing needs to trend upwards, especially coming out when we come out of this bubble, man. We don't know what's going to happen with the sport, you know, how it's going to affect, you know, fans showing up. So the biggest thing we need to do is support the sport and keep it going. So that's about it. I think Sean picked us off the weekend.
Absolutely. Big fight for Sean Porter coming as well. A lot of fights. I think Porter should win that fight, but I'll be honest, I don't know a lot about his opponent. Like I got to watch his opponent,
Right.
so I can't even give an accurate assessment, but we'll see.
Yep.
I'll be surprised if there's somebody out there that can beat Sean Porter, somebody else, so at the end of the day, man, make sure to tune in. Tune in next week. We're going to introduce I'm going to set up a new intro for a Puncher's Chance. We'll debut it next week. This is the Hispanics Causing Panic one. Let's debut it now.
Panic causing panic.
The legendary Napoles in the end there, by the way, for all the young guys that don't know him. With that said, this is D-Style Boxing.